You ready?
Let's do it.
What? I mean, it's been turning up with her. The girl around us and she loving her. If we don't know you, don't come close to her. If you with your gang, let me hear you say what?
Good afternoon, good evening, good night. This is season 3, episode 11 of the Read, Talk, and Listen podcast. I am your host, Nick Reed, along with my brother and co-host, Trey Reed. How you doing tonight, man?
Man, I can't call it, man. Can't complain, can't complain. How you doing today?
Oh, man, it's another day, another long grind. Just got off the clock, really. Crazy basketball game we covered tonight. 2 overtimes, man, and that's the reason that the Read, Talk, and Listen is happening just a little bit later tonight.
Oh yeah, man. I was calling. I'm like, man, he ain't answering the phone. Like, what he got going? And then I got on Facebook and I saw the Hooks game, and then you text me and said, "Hey, bro, I'm still working double overtime." I was like, dog.
Exactly.
I even hopped in the chat, but y'all weren't even acknowledging me, man. The game
That
must
is,
be good.
it was too late. You got in there too late, man. But that is one thing about both things I do. Um, if you can't find me from not answering my phone, you can always hop online and see if I'm live. You know what I'm saying? I'm either
Exactly.
at work live or I'm here live. Or sometimes you can catch me on Twitch live if I'm not answering my phone too. You know what I'm saying? So
Right?
everything that I do, you can pop on and find me if I'm working. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I was like, bro, I gotta push the show back. I'm like,
At least
man,
there
like,
wasn't a guest tonight.
yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly.
whenever it really gets shaky on the work
Yeah, because
schedule.
they be
Whenever
like,
there's a
man, these
guest,
cats ain't professional. They told me 7
exactly,
o'clock.
exactly. But it wouldn't be the Read Talk and Listen podcast. We got a lot of stuff to get to tonight, but it
Right,
wouldn't be the Read Talk and Listen podcast if we didn't have a Super Bowl recap, man. So tell me what you thought of the game, and obviously tell me what you thought of the halftime show.
man. The game was, you couldn't ask for a better game, man. You know what I'm saying? Both teams came out, gave it they all. Both defenses showed up. Neither team could really run the ball because the defensive line was just so damn dominant, and it all came down to what I'm saying, quarterback play, and you know what I'm saying. Um, poor Eli Apple just getting tore up, man.
Oh,
He
goodness
just
gracious.
getting smoked online all week long. But I mean, he gave up 3 big plays.
I mean, he was already getting that type of energy before the game. So after I knew it was going to come down on him after the game for sure. I believe every single touchdown in the Super Bowl was scored on him.
Yep, he gave up
Um,
3 touchdowns.
it's rough. It's rough living that type of lifestyle, especially when you're in front of millions. It's rough living that type of lifestyle. But I do want to go ahead and give yourself a little round of applause because you called it close game. It came down to the very last drive.
Hey man, hey, I had them Super Bowl them board numbers, man. Hey, when you got money on the game, you watch it a whole lot different than you do when you watch it a whole lot different than when you just, you know what I'm saying, just a regular fan. I'm sitting there watching the first quarter. I got 3-7, 3-7. All right, 3-7 hit. All right, cool. I got some money. And then I got to the end of the game. And if the Bengals scored a touchdown, your boy walk home with 1,200 bones, or
Yeah.
yeah, 1,250 bones. But I didn't got it. I didn't get it. But like I said, I was watching the game and I'm just like, bro, like this could go either way. It could go either way.
Yeah. And that was the way everybody was watching it. Myself, I had a little bit of skin in the game, but nothing crazy. Um, it was just a good game to watch from a fan standpoint, a fan of the game. I do believe it would have went more of my way had Odell not have gotten hurt. I think he would have really went crazy in that game because he's that's the type of guy he is. He's a spotlight guy,
Oh
and we
yeah, he definitely he opened. I mean, he when he's in the game, it makes the defense open up. They can't key in on one guy because you got Odell, you got Cooper Cup, and then you got what's his name, Jefferson.
yeah, Jefferson. But this is what I'm saying right here. This is the difference between a Cooper Cup and an Odell. I mean, a Cooper Cup and a Jefferson, and then there's Odell, right? Really, a lot of guys, and then Odell. Odell's one of those guys you play with him and you played against him.
Right.
He's on your team. You know how good he is. You know what I mean? You know how good he is. But most of the time, you only see it in crazy situations,
Yeah.
especially whenever everybody's thinking he's not going to do it. But this is one thing about Odell. Odell loves to score and dance. Odell loves to do something that's going to be remembered forever, right?
Right.
What better time is it than the Super Bowl?
Exactly. I mean, he scored his first touchdown, and I saw a stat that Odell had so many catches, so many yards, a touchdown, and a moonwalk.
Exactly, straight off, and that was like that. I mean, he's that guy. When he gets going, it's hard to stop, and so
Right.
he was already on his way to doing something major in that Super Bowl. Good thing he walks away with the ring because that would have sucked for him to finally get in that Super Bowl situation, get hurt, and then lose. So good thing he
Yep.
came away with the ring. But I think Odell was gonna make the Rams run off with that. It wouldn't
Oh
have been
yeah.
that close of a game.
Oh
'Cause
no, no, no,
exactly,
no,
you know what I
no.
mean. So
Because I mean, you'd have had basically Eli Apple was covering Odell. You know what I'm saying? And he probably would have eaten his lunch all game long, like all game.
yeah, Eli Apple wasn't really traveling. He was staying over there on that side, and that side was the go-to side.
Yep.
Definitely for Matthew Stafford late. But speaking of Matthew Stafford, Richard Sherman has come out with his own little per se on Matthew Stafford. After Matthew Stafford finally put a Super Bowl win under his belt, a lot of people start talking HOF talk. And when I say HOF, I mean gold jacket. I mean Hall of Fame. I mean you get
Old
you
bus,
get the
the
bus
bus.
in Canton.
Yeah.
Everyone is saying Matt Stafford is now not only a Hall of Famer, but a lot of people are saying first ballot after that bowl. Richard Sherman thinks, nah, not so fast. Give me your take on that.
Man, I see where Richard Sherman's coming from, but then when I look back at guys that are in the hall, there's guys that's made in the hall that's got less than Stafford. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So to me, yeah, he spent 11 seasons in Detroit, but in those 11 seasons, he racked up a shit ton of yards,
he
just
did.
just straight up a ton of yards. I mean, his main receiver, is already in the hall.
And that's what I was about to say.
His main receiver is already in the hall. So you don't think he got a spot in the hall?
Exactly. He gets a boost to the hall because of who he helped get to the hall
Exactly.
and the way that he went in the hall.
Because those same numbers that Johnson had they got him in the hall. Stafford was throwing that ball. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So
Exactly.
that ball had to come from somewhere. So to me, he's already in. And now that he left, came to LA, got a Super Bowl first season. And to me, it's like it ain't no choice but a bowl. But I mean not the bowl, but the hall. But then Richard Sherman, guys were going back and forth with them, what I'm saying, in his chat, and somebody said, name another quarterback who left a team and won a Super Bowl the next season. He said, "Oh, I mean, I can't name a few except Peyton Manning and Tom Brady," and just immediately shut down the conversation, which lets me know that the majority of the people that are in these chat rooms don't know what the hell they're talking about. They just talking to be talking.
Exactly. But I think to me, this Super Bowl says more about Matt Stafford than a lot. This Super Bowl says, okay, it was the team. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This Super Bowl says a lot about Matthew Stafford that a lot of the other Super Bowls didn't say about guys. We saw Peyton Manning get there as a coach. You
Yep.
see what I'm saying? We saw the guys he had. We saw Reggie Wayne. We saw don't let me forget the other one, Reggie Wayne, and what was the other one?
Uh,
Oh man, I feel like a
Gil,
horrible
Gil,
fan. Who? No, I'm talking about. Wait, this is before that. It's Reggie. It's two. He had two at the same time. 88 and 80. Reggie Wayne and I can't think of his name right now. That's killing me. Marvin Harrison. Come on,
Marvin
man.
Harrison, yes.
Goodness gracious. I wasn't gonna be able to move on without that one. But Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne, we saw Dallas Clark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We saw a little buddy with the short dreads back there in the backfield, Edwin James.
Edwin
You know
James.
what I mean? We saw those guys.
Hey, CJ came through for you.
There it is, Marvin Harrison. Yeah, I figured it out. I knew I couldn't let that slide. But we saw those guys come through. Edwin James in the backfield. We saw Peyton Manning have a running game. We saw that in Detroit. I mean, in Indianapolis. So when he
Right.
went and won it in Denver, we knew what Peyton Manning had. But
Yeah,
Stafford is
but
sitting
to me in Denver, that was the defense because Peyton's stats were terrible during that Super Bowl.
exactly that's what I'm saying. I'm saying this Super Bowl for Matt Stafford is bigger than that.
Oh yeah,
It's big.
definitely.
It's bigger than Tom Brady. Well, Tom Brady's situation is a little different. because we were trying to see if he could do it without
without
Bill.
Belichick.
Exactly. So that was a little different there. But Matt Stafford's situation is even more crazy because he had an asterisk beside all his yards and shit. There was an asterisk out beside it. Like he got all these yards and shit, but he ain't never won nothing.
Yeah.
He ain't never
Yeah.
won nothing. Is he really? Is he that good, or is he just a big arm?
Like no MVP, no like nothing. I mean, he got some Pro Bowl appearances, but that's it. Like no, like really no, like most people say, oh, he had if he would have never won this bowl, people say, yeah, he had a mediocre career. He was just he threw for a bunch of yards, but never could win the big games. He could win any game, is what they
He's
would have
just a
said
big
about
arm.
him.
That's what
Yeah,
that's what
just a
his
big
narrative was going into the season. At
yep,
this
just a
point, he's
big
just a
arm.
big arm.
Yep.
We know he can throw the shit out of it, but is it going to anybody? Is it getting in the end zone? You see what I'm saying? So he
Yeah.
comes over here and he wins it. So now it's we know it was the team.
Yeah, but look at this though. We you saying you know it was a team like in Detroit?
Yeah, in Detroit.
Oh yeah, definitely was a
We
team
know
in
it was the
Detroit.
team in
Like
Detroit.
I've already like I have uh my theories on the whole Detroit Lions and the Ford family. Truth be told, I don't think the Ford family give a damn about the Lions. I think it was a hobby when they bought the team. It was like, oh yeah, we can afford a team. We're gonna bring one to Detroit. But I don't think they ever really tried to build that franchise. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at their history, they've had great players come through there, and they never once tried to put anybody around that player. They just like, well, you're it, get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then, uh, CJ said here they wait for somebody to buy him out. I don't think it's for sale.
I don't think it's for sale either. I
I don't think
think
they're trying to buy because think about it.
this is what I
No,
think.
no
You
matter what, Detroit, them fans gonna go to that game.
exactly.
They gonna pay that money, and that's just free money. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I
They
think.
yeah,
They come from a family. They come from a get it done family.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? That's one thing about the Fords. They come from a get it done family. I'm here. I'm gonna get it done, and that's how they run their businesses. They run their dealership that way. They run the manufacturing that way. It's a get it done situation. Go back and look at all those factories and when Ford first popped it off. Look at all the factories and everything like that. How were they ran? They were running exactly like this football team. You come in, you get it done. Anything outside of that, you gone.
mm-hmm,
That's how this football team's been run from the jump. When Barry Sanders came through there, you're the guy. You get it done. You don't need no help. You get it done.
yep,
Barry walked away from it. They bring in Calvin Johnson. Get it done. You're the guy. Get that shit done. Doesn't work out. Matthew Stafford doesn't work out. That's
I
how
mean,
they're running their team. They're running it just like their families. That's what they've been taught.
yep,
You get it done with who you've got. They haven't progressed with the league. When Barry was running the ball for Detroit, you could get away with just having Barry.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? You could get away with that. But now, I'm not gonna say there's Barrys all over the league, but there's a high caliber of athlete in every backfield.
right,
There's a high caliber guy behind the line of scrimmage at the helm. Whatever you want to say about him, he's in the NFL. He's a good quarterback. There's a high powered wide receiver on every team. There's a high powered DB on every team, D lineman, D tackle, and so forth. You can't get it done with just one. And a
no,
lot of teams don't progress in their field. If you think about it, go through all the sports. A lot of teams are still stuck in how they were running it back in the day.
yep,
And that's where Detroit's at.
and they don't win anything. I mean, you look at Detroit. They brought in Reggie Bush, nothing happened. I mean, he was there, flash in the pan, gone. You know what I'm saying? They had hometown guy Trey Carson, great running back. Didn't get anything done in Detroit. But they've had great players come through there and they just don't put it all together. And it makes them look bad that your main guy you had for so many years, the first season he leaves, he wins the Super Bowl. So that says, wait, well, he had the potential to do it. You guys just didn't do anything with it.
Exactly. You didn't put anything around them to get it done. And that just happens a lot in these sports. But speaking of Matthew Stafford and everything like that in the Super Bowl, let's get to this MVP talk. Because if I do say so myself, First of all, I think AD should have gotten the MVP. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. Aaron Donald is your Super Bowl MVP. He controlled an entire half of football himself, basically.
I mean,
Go
he gave that entire Bengals offensive line hell.
exactly.
The
Which I will say that offensive line is subpar. They're bottom 5 in the league offensive line wise.
yeah, true, but they are a Super Bowl
Offensive
offensive
line.
line.
Exactly. You got to look at that too. But I think it was AD. But also, I think your next choice is Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, because he took over the game. Like people say, oh, once Odell went down, Cooper Cup stepped up. No, Cooper Cup was doing what Cooper Cup has been doing all season long.
But this is my thing too. Go back and watch the game. Let's just not look at the stat sheet right now because the stat sheet also doesn't go in Cooper Cup's favor. But
Right.
let's not look at the stat sheet. Let's just go back and watch film. Cooper Cup, the catches that the catches that he made down the stretch right there. Look at what one of them was a no look pass for Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, he was looking left and
Or
not only
he was looking at the check down, dead at him,
yeah,
and throws it to Cooper Cup going across the middle of the field. Yes, Cooper Cup ran his route right, but that doesn't happen without Matthew Stafford. Jordan Roberts, my boy, commenting on here. Stafford has always been a multi-tool guy, hell of an arm, but they don't get there without AD. AD might go down as one of the top 3 defenders of all time. AD is going to go down like top 5 football player of all time.
exactly.
And
Just a
that's
straight up
crazy
man,
coming
just
from
a
the D-line.
man, a man. Like I've seen him manhandle other grown men that are 2 times the size of him.
Check this out.
Manhandle them.
There is a play in the Super Bowl. This is in the Super Bowl, y'all. You can clip it out of Aaron Donald and literally show this and teach this to every single D lineman in the country, and they will be better for it. There's a play, and everybody remembers it. It's when he sits the offensive lineman in Joe Burrow's lap. Everybody knows that play from the Super Bowl.
Right.
Comes off with a read step to the right, loads his hands up like a shotgun, and I mean, just blows this dude's chest to pieces and hits him with a hard enough punch. It backs him up 3-4 steps, and he literally sits in Joe Burrow's lap. That is complete technique in a Super Bowl where intensity's high. He's still playing with technique. He's still playing hard, and obviously he's stronger as an ox.
Right.
And you see what he's done. So I think AD is your clear MVP of the Super Bowl, even though Cooper Cup got it. I think Cooper Cup is your third choice.
He definitely third choice. I mean, there was a pass where Matt Stafford made, and I kid you not, it went like it was when they say threading the needle. You don't get no more thread and needle than he, getting that first down. I mean, it was right between 3 defenders. Boom, Cooper Cup catches it, falls down. You know what I'm saying? Like Stafford stepped up and he realized, you know what? I got one receiver because who's the other guy? The
Jefferson guy?
No, not Jefferson. Jefferson was his mind was not in it. Once Odell went
I know
out,
you're talking about. You're talking about the number 18 cat.
It started with an S. I can't think of his name. But the first pass Stafford gives to him, he bobbles it, goes right, interception.
Yeah, he throws.
So he
right
lost
to him.
all faith, and he lost faith in that cat, number 18, whatever his number is. Then Jefferson couldn't get open. When he got open, he couldn't catch the ball, wasn't making the plays. So he lost faith in Jefferson. He was like, you know what? Shit. Hey, all I got is Cooper, and I'm finna feed it to him. That's what he did. He stepped up and made the plays when it counted. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I believe the only reason they gave it to Cooper Cup is because,
the story.
It's the story, and it puts him in the same conversation with Jerry Rice and Randy Moss.
Which I think is crazy, right? Because think about the receivers that have come through the game that have just absolutely dominated the NFL, right? T.O., Randy Moss, Julio, keep going, Larry Fitz,
Ocho Cinco,
who I mean, the list goes on and on for great receivers, right?
Right.
Donald Driver, just crazy great receivers came through the league, right? And they would never let them be in that conversation.
Never.
They would never let, even after years and years and years of putting together this receiving resume, these guys could never get in that conversation. Cooper Cup This is on his second year over 1,000 yards, guys. This is on his second year going for a bando in the
Right.
league. And he's in the conversation with Jerry Rice. He's in the conversation with Terrell Owens. He's in the conversation with Randy Moss. He's in the conversation. Uh, he's in the conversation with Megatron. He's in this conversation with these great receivers. He's been in the league since 2017 or
Exactly.
2016.
He had been there. I want to say it was like he came in the same year as uh I want to say same year as Aaron Darnold.
2016 or 2017. That's all I know it is. But I
Yeah,
know he's only had two 1,000 yards receiving. The other one was 5 and 6. I think he had 1 year with 8. You know what I mean? I mean, if he's going for 1,000 every single year, yes, okay, yes, he's in the conversation with these guys.
right.
Yes, I'm Donald Driver. Take that comment down. I don't know why y'all saying Donald Driver. Like he wasn't out there balling.
Don Driver was balling,
Never got in the conversation with the greats. I guarantee you he got more than two 1,000 yard seasons under his belt in his first 6 years or so.
especially when he got Brett Favre. He was slinging to him.
So
But there's so many guys that pay their dues. You know what I'm saying in this game of football, they go out there, they bust their ass, they do stuff that most fans never see. We don't see as fans. Like, man, this guy's amazing, and they don't get in that they don't crack that conversation of the guys that are already in Canton. They don't even get close to it.
exactly.
And it seems like every once in a while, and we've seen it with Wes Welker, we've seen it with what's his name? Another Patriot,
Edelman.
They have a flash in the pan season, and all of a sudden they get thrown into their conversation with the greats. It's like, nah, man, like, yeah, they're good for what they're doing now, but let's not do this Hall of Fame talk.
Bro.
And I feel like in today's sports world, we're so hungry or we're so quick to throw these, just thrust these guys into these conversations. Like, wait a minute, the guy that you're talking about, they changed the game. How has this guy changed the game?
Exactly. But I also think that changing the game doesn't you don't have to change the game to be up there with those guys. You don't have to change the game. But you do have to put together a damn good resume.
Yeah.
Because those guys
So, hey, Jordan Rogers, we weren't saying that Donald Driver was a great. We saying he never got put in the conversation with the great.
Yeah, exactly. Donald Driver, yeah, I'm not saying that he's up there with those guys. I'm saying that he put together a resume in the NFL and was never able to mention with those guys. Like the reason you're arguing with me right now. 10 years from now, are people gonna be arguing that Cooper Kupp? If I throw Cooper's Kupp name in there, are they gonna let it ride or is somebody gonna comment? See what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that's what I'm meaning by that. I just think that he's being thrusted up into this greatness. But when you think about it, 2 years ago, Christian McCaffrey was the next Jesus.
Yes, and gone.
Which he has been crippled by injury and things like that. But I'm just saying, we open the door for certain guys. Adam Thielen last year was your Cooper Kupp today.
Yep,
Well,
exactly.
not last year, but 2 years ago.
And bro, I live in the Midwest, and he on everything. He 2 years ago, if you walked in the Hy-Vee grocery store, he was promoting cereal, potato chips, what you call it, cookies,
Anything.
beer. They had him on everything. If you went to the Hy-Vee food market, he was on the menu
Yeah.
with a plate of wings. He was on everything. Now, but I've Hy-Vee flip flop because since they're in Minnesota and in Kansas City, whichever one is doing all right, that's who that you can tell who doing good when you walk in the store because they got that particular team in the store.
Yeah.
So when Vikings are good, they got all the Vikings everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, Patrick Mahomes, who signed the biggest deal so far for a QB, we don't even let him in the door like that.
I mean, they were talking about it, calling him Baby Goat. You know what I'm saying? When he was
baby goat.
When him and Tom Brady were going at it for
Yeah,
Super Bowl last year.
baby goat.
Baby Goat, but they were still giving him that GOAT title.
They were saying baby goat, like, yeah, he's good, but he ain't as good as Tom Brady. Baby goat.
Right.
But I'm saying, we don't sit here and say, oh, if Patrick Mahomes retired today, he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
We don't say that.
No. But
We didn't give we didn't get Lamar then won a whole damn MVP, and people still saying he trash.
exactly. It all depends on, like I said, it all goes back to when we talked about how the media spin stories. They look
Yeah,
for the story. If
exactly.
you are in journalism, the first thing they tell you is find the story that's gonna sell. You know what I'm saying? It don't sell, like you can't. It's hard to sell. And let's be real, a black quarterback. It's hard to sell a MVP. Oh, he's a flash in the pan because this is not how the game's supposed to be played. You can't a guy that's flashy, and although he's flashy, he's putting up numbers. You don't sell that because it comes off as cocky. We don't want the kids to think he's cocky. We don't want kids to think it's okay to be cocky. They want a guy that's gonna go out there and do what he do and not say nothing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Or a guy like Cooper Cup, who, you know, naturally he's not supposed to be doing what he's doing in a league that's 80% African American. He's
exactly. And
not.
I think the Cooper Cup thing also goes back, like the story's so good because it goes back to the conversation we had a few episodes ago about Josh Allen. The
No, no,
story, it's a feel good story that makes a lot of kids out there think, hey, I'm this little scrawny receiver. I could go to a D1 AA and I can make it
yeah,
to the NFL and be in the Super Bowl, be the MVP. I can do that. It pushes the great feel good narrative. Other than Antonio Brown out here cussing his coach out, winning the Super Bowl and getting the MVP.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't push that good of a narrative. Now you got little kids running around cussing their coaches out because AB did it,
right,
taking their pads off and walking off the field mid game because AB did it. So a lot of this stuff, which I am media, let's get that all the way through and through. I am media and I am sports media, all in one. So I'm a part of this when I say it too. We push what we like to be pushed. We push what we want the community to feel. We push what we want. We push that. That's how it goes.
right.
J. Rob says he's in a sports group. The half of them thinking Mahomes is mediocre. It's wild, and that is wild. That's what I'm saying. But you in that same sports group, what are they saying about Cooper Cup, J. Rob? I'd love to know. I would love to know what they're saying about Cooper Cup in that same exact sports group that thinks that Patrick Mahomes is a mediocre quarterback.
Dude, I had a guy at the gas station tell me, he goes, oh, this guy, I can't listen to this guy. He don't know football. He said Cooper Cup is what did I say? I said he's above average. I said
Exactly.
he's above. I said he's an above average receiver, but this season he did his thing. But if you look, like, put him on a team where he's receiver one.
We saw it for two. We saw it for 2.5 quarters. We saw what happens when Cooper Cup is receiver one for 2.5 quarters. We
And nothing
saw it.
happened. Nothing happened.
That's what I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying about Cooper Cup. Not taking away from anything he did this year. What he did this year was remarkable. But let's remember, it's only his second year over Bendo, and he's still young in the league.
Yep.
Let's give him some time and see what's going to happen next year. What's going to happen the year after that, and then we can put him up there. If he does this again next year, I have nothing else to say.
Yeah.
I have nothing
I'm
else
saying,
to say.
where was he at when Jared Goff was behind the helm?
It's just crazy, man, how the media pushes it or whatever. But staying on the Super Bowl, halftime show. It's been talked about in the media. It's been huge. We've talked about it a couple of times back and forth. First of all, before we even get into the I don't even know what to call it. Before we even get into the riffraff, what do you think? What do you think about the performance?
Well, hold on, who J Rock is.
He think J. Ross Sports Group that thinks Patrick Mahomes is a mediocre quarterback, but also believe in the same breath that Cooper Cup is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But this is J. Ross speaking. But he's white, so they got to have a savior at the wide receiver position. I wasn't gonna come out and say it. I believe last episode Troy used some terms of cultural differences, something like that. That's why everyone thinks Cooper Cup is great. But J. Rob just said it. I said it before too. Things look better when people that aren't supposed to be doing them do them, and that's just what it is.
For sure, he said cultural differences. Yeah, no, I said culture differences. So, like, when it comes to like we said with Cooper Cup, everything looks different when someone who's not supposed to do it do it. It's just like say the NBA. In the NBA, everybody can dunk. But if we watch WNBA and we see a lady come down and she jammed that joker, it's gonna look a whole lot better because you're not used to seeing it coming from someone in a WNBA. And that's just how it is. But if you guys listen right now, go over there and hit that share button. Let people know you're watching the RTL. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to do big things over here, get more people interacting in the chat. And by the way, we have not forgotten about the whole giving away a t-shirt. I gotta put together a little spin wheel that we're gonna do live so we get that t-shirt out to one of you guys for sharing it. And we gonna be a men of our word, and we're gonna get a t-shirt out. We just gotta get stuff set up. And it's been a crazy week with for me work, Nick work. I'm trying to get set up for a live podcast for the Dreaded Archer. So it's just been just a whole wild week.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's been a wild week, but we are gonna get that out there. Um, my bad, I had to dip out for a little second right there, but hey, I'm sure Trey just told y'all. Make sure y'all hit that share button, like button, subscribe button. We're over here on Facebook. Also, go over to the YouTube channel.
For
Get the
sure.
hours in on there. We need more viewing hours on the YouTube. Everything you do for the podcast only helps us out and help you bring us more content or bring you guys more content. Speaking of content, we're going to take the content off the live a little bit. We're still going to be doing the live shows, but we're going to be bringing y'all some other content on the Read, Talk, and Listen podcast page. So y'all get ready for that, man. Go ahead and hit the button.
Some hard hitting cinema. You are now tuned in to the RTL podcast.
Exactly. Make sure y'all hit us up on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, or Apple Podcasts. Anywhere you can hear podcasts, you can hear my voice, and also the voice of the Dreaded Archer.
For sure, for sure.
I also want to take this time to appreciate all you guys for going out to say grace. She had an incredible turnout um, over the Valentine's Day weekend and that Monday of Valentine's Day. She had a crazy turnout.
Yeah,
A few people
they actually to come back.
exactly come back for an extra day at the pop up shop. She appreciates that, and we appreciate her. So y'all go ahead and shout out, or I'll go ahead and shout out. Say Grace home cooked meals and desserts. She did a fantastic job this weekend. I'm sure several people got a little robot hashing this weekend uh, from those boxes. Man, she did a little collab with No So Creations coming out of South Dakota. So shout out to No So Creations as well, man. It was great. It was a good thing, man. So make sure y'all keep hitting up Say Grace. He's doing a great thing out here in Texarkana. I'm sure she wouldn't mind shipping outside of the state as well. I don't know how all that works. We'll get it figured out. But again, shout out to Say Grace. Exactly. Say Grace, home cooked meals, and desserts for our sponsor, the Read Talk and Listen podcast, and also our sister. So
Yeah, I
keep
still ain't
that
got
in
no.
mind.
I still ain't got no jar yet.
It's a hot commodity, man. When they go out there, they go out there.
Man, I ain't got not one. I've been home while she making them. Oh, I say you one. I pop up. Hey, where my jar at? Hey man, say somebody can't know when someone need to buy it. I can't give you the free one. They offering money.
Exactly. But we also understand that as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So make your money, baby. What they say, make your paper, boo boo. Oh man, but yeah, J Rob, I'm sure she'll do the shipping, man. Hey, especially on stuff like that right there, where it's like frozen stuff. I know she could probably do it. Like the she could probably freeze the chocolate covered strawberries, ship them in a refrigerated truck. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was some like dry ice or something.
Yeah,
We
get it
we, we
done,
work on
man.
we'll work on the logistics.
Yeah, we'll work on the logistics for you for sure, man. That's my boy J Rob, man. But in other sports news, we're gonna take it off the football field,
Well, man,
man. And we
Super Bowl the halftime show.
oh, I forgot about the halftime show. I forgot about the halftime show already. Keep me
Hey,
on point.
hey, halftime show, man. It made me feel old, but but damn, I enjoyed it, man. I mean, I I've never been a big Mary J. Blige fan, but she did do her thing, you know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate that, you know, the Dre and the how that whoever coordinated the whole show allowed her to, you know, pop it off, you know what I'm saying? But then but my thing was, you know, when my boy dropped out the ceiling, man, 50 Cent, that brought back memories, man.
Exactly.
Sitting down there in Wumby watching 106 in Park, baby. Hey, I thought I was 50 Cent at one time.
Yeah, I remember.
I even had some people tell me I look like him for a little bit.
Nobody told you that.
They did. Back when I had my little G Unit 50 Cent chain from the hair store.
Look, listen here, man. I think the halftime show, I think that was like the biggest like take me back moment of the
Yes.
halftime show. Because like, yeah, I grew up and I listened to Trey. I grew up and heard a little bit of Mary. I grew up, you know what I'm saying? Eminem's always been that guy.
Yep.
Kendrick, obviously in my like college years is when Kendrick got really hot. So obviously I know Kendrick. But when 50 Cent dropped out upside down from the Raptors, I think that for everybody, not just speaking for myself, I think for everybody, that was the moment when it was like, oh,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you had your assholes try to be like, oh, 50 Cent a whole dollar now. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm glad you brought that up. I'm so tired of the whole seeing the 50 Cent meme, because this is the same people that's talking shit about 50 Cent being a little bit overweight, he a whole dollar, or the same people talking about Lizzo is body positivity and she still look good in her big size.
That's you taking the high road. That's you taking the high road. See, Trey takes the high road. I don't take the high road. I don't care about nothing they say about Lizzo or none of that. Everybody, look at yourself.
Yeah.
let's not worry about Lizzo. Let's not worry about none of that. Let's talk about ourselves for a minute. Everybody, look at yourself. And remember when In the Club came out? I'm sure some of y'all got mirror pictures from the club and all that stuff.
Y'all was small then.
And now look at yourself typing that message about 50 Cent on Facebook today and see what you look like. I promise you, his transition is gonna be better than yours. Because let's be honest, anybody who knows the body, he's just not ripped anymore, guys.
No,
he's not 26. He's just J. Rob said the best in the comments right there. He looks like somebody in the middle of a roid cycle. He's just not cutting. He ain't cutting yet. He ain't cutting yet. How many of y'all walk up on 50 Cent and say that?
No, I mean, let me tell you, he swole. He's still swole. That's it.
Exactly.
He swole up, but he's not cutting no more. Because I remember I saw somebody, they put a side by side of him on the cover of Get Rich and Die Trying, and then him now. But you gotta understand, one, he was just getting started, and he didn't come from the best background. So Cat Ribs was probably touching a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Cat Ribs probably touching. And let's not forget, he also lost all his weight. What was it? A couple years ago when he did that movie, he got down to like 87 pounds.
That's probably a stretch, but yeah.
No, it was like 87. He looked like an alien.
He did. He was skinny in there because he had to get sick in the movie or whatever.
Yeah.
87. That's crazy.
But he got that back, and he not out of shape. You know what I'm saying? But I saw a lot of guys. I ain't gonna say no names, but you know, a lot of you cats sitting on lawnmowers sitting there leaning. You know what I'm saying?
Lawnmower leaning like a
lawnmower leaning, but you got to talk about 50 Cent.
I get the push mower out for the ditch. Can't ride more on the ditch. You gonna tip it over. And you want to talk about 50 Cent, who's hanging upside down from bars. Let's not forget about that.
And he didn't. Nobody helped him down. He let himself down. So that shows you there's some strong core muscles there.
It's just crazy, man. The world is a crazy place. It's a crazy spot we live in, man.
But overall, man, the show took me back. Listening to 50 Cent, Eminem, because I mean, you remember, I used to bump 50 Cent hard.
Yeah, big fact.
You know what I'm saying? Unit. Yeah, that was my thing.
And then he had on
the G Unit tank top.
Exactly, bro. Come on, man. Cam just said it too, and he had 18 pounds of bling on, hanging upside down as well.
Yep.
So hey, let's get off 50 and let's just keep sitting back and giving our flowers to 50 for all these shows that he's writing and producing
For
and
sure.
putting out instead of trying to push this negative energy on 50 about him being swollen instead of cut. Like, are we really arguing about somebody being swollen instead of cut when some of y'all ain't even trying to get up and walk to the bathroom at night?
Hey, it's a new
Come on, man.
year. He probably bulking right now.
I don't care
He
what he's
he
doing. I
he's
know
staying
what
shape.
I know one big factor that should make everybody shut up because most of them talking and texting from the trap phone. 50 Cent's a millionaire too. Also, guys,
Right.
he eating just a little bit better than we are. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Brandon thinks Kendrick Lamar killed the vibe. He didn't need to be there. I think Kendrick Lamar just brought another little flair to the show because first of all, it's in his city.
Yep.
It's in his home. He's a Dre artist, or was a Dre artist at one point. That
Well, no,
song was
he had a beat produced by Dre.
yeah, that's well, yeah,
Yeah.
that song was produced by Dre. And then also he gives the younger crowd something to look forward to. And
Right.
you know what I mean? You had
Yeah.
Doc
I think it tied. This is what people don't realize. The Super Bowl performance was a tribute to Dr. Dre.
exactly. He put the money up for it too. Let's not
Yeah,
forget about that.
7 million of his own money. 7 mil of his own money for the show, and it was a tribute to him and what all he's done in the music industry, as well as for the city of LA.
Exactly.
And that's what it was. And Kendrick's song, you know what I'm saying, was a big song that Dre produced. And if you look at all the guys, what they have on Dre Day, you know what I'm saying, it was just a big tribute to Dr. Dre.
Exactly. And it was also, I think it was like I stepped into the younger generation. Like here, there go that right there. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like I got music for y'all too.
He basically you had 5 artists up there, and each artist was in a different generation. So you had Kendrick Lamar, you had Snoop Dogg, you had Eminem, you had 50 Cent, and you had Mary J. Blige. Those are 5 artists across 5 different generations, and Dr. Dre is the catalyst of all that.
Brandon says, "Is that true? They didn't get paid." I wouldn't be surprised. None of those people up there need payment.
No,
And if Dre calls, Dre's done so much for their careers. Because think about those songs that they performed as well. What those songs did to those people's career.
right?
You see what I'm saying? So Dre's done enough in those people's career where hey, he has to hit you with a call like, hey, I'm about to put the 7 million. He probably didn't even have to say that. I'm about to put up for this halftime show. I want you to be a part of it. I want you to do this song that I produced. Will you do that for me? Which one of them is saying no? I'm gonna be at the game anyway.
Exactly. I'm gonna be in the game anyway. And like you said, if you look at all those artists, 50 Cent in the club popped off his career. Mary J. Blige with Family Affair that relaunched her career because she was down in the dumps. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He got Snoop Dogg. They were both on death row together. Eminem, Dre found Eminem. You know what I'm saying? And We Gonna Be Alright is one of Kendrick's biggest songs produced by Dre. So, like I said, it all linked together. It was all one big tribute to Dr. Dre. And I
Exactly. And
and
then
I
I also
loved it.
think that We All Right song really just came at a good time too. Like,
Yeah.
where we at as a country, where we're at as a people. Throwing that in there too, going along with the mix of a tribute was a good song for him to play.
Yeah,
Do
and
you hear me?
and
Do you feel me?
also
We gonna be all right.
and also I kind of see, Dr. Dre just had this big whole divorce settlement and everything, and he gonna be all right. Even though say, hey, I gotta pay y'all this money, but guess what, baby? I'm gonna be all right.
Do you
I'm gonna
hear me?
be
Do
all
you
right,
feel me? We gonna be all right. You know?
right?
But yeah, I liked the performance. I think the choreography was good. I think it was real. And then the surprise appearance, I can't talk about it enough. 50 Cent coming down. Took me
Yep,
all the way back, took everybody back. What a crazy video that was at the time. Because at that time, videos were everything.
yep.
Videos were everything. And he had that video, and he dropped down, he in the little to get the test
The,
on it, he running on the
the, the,
treadmill.
the lab, he was in the test lab because the whole thing was, hey, I'm a test tube baby, baby. I'm a lab baby. Ain't nothing
Exactly.
like me.
And
You
it
gotta,
came
you
back
gotta.
from
I'm
too.
just by design.
I done hit with a few shares and now I walk with a limp. Like,
Yep.
come on, man. Now, holla in New York. I'm telling you, bro. Let me just break down them bars on that verse for 50, bro. I mean, he's people wasn't walking on beats like that back
Hey,
then.
bro, hit it for him one time.
Oh, don't put me. Now you and what he say? Now I live in New York. They say I'm loco. My plan is to put the rap game in the choco. Like,
I'm
I'm
fully
focused, man.
focused, man.
My
Money
money
in my
on my mind
mind.
made a meal off the deal, and I'm still in the prime.
Shorty said you're feeling my stash, you're
Just
feeling my
feeling my
flow.
flow. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man.
Shorty
Dog, hey,
really getting the ride, she's ready to go.
find me in the club. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. 50 Cent, legend. And then what he's doing today.
Yep.
He can't get Richard Die Trying all the way to right now. Power. Uh,
The
Raising
book,
Canaan.
Raising
Uh,
Canaan,
uh,
the book of
uh,
Ghosts.
Book of Ghosts. And then you got also you can't forget BMF.
Yep, BMF.
You know what I'm saying? These are all Curtis Jackson produced, some of them written by the
Even
man himself.
yeah, exactly.
And so we got to give him his flowers or flowers are due. I'm sure he doesn't care as much about the comments that were made of him than I do. Uh, but I had to go ahead and speak on that, man. It was crazy. The halftime show was great. If you didn't like it, I'm like my boy Rod Wave. If you can't feel my pain, then this ain't for you anyway. You know what I'm saying, man? But if you didn't like the Super Bowl show, I'm sorry for you. I saw a post one time that said, you've had your Mick Jagger, you've had your Rolling Stones, you've had all that in the past. This one right here was for the 90s, late 80s babies. Hey, that Super Bowl was for us.
Yep.
That halftime show was for us. And also a tribute to Dr. Dre, one of the greatest to ever do it, man.
Hey, I even had a lady at the gas station said she had showed kids she could still sea walk. I was like, y'all was sea walking in South Dakota? She said, I was.
Everybody at least attempted to sea walk at one point in their life.
Sea walking
Nobody can cap on
Harlem
that.
Shake.
Exactly. Hey, hey, motherfuckers just break their neck on that Harlem Shake. Your ass doing a slip and slide. That ain't no Harlem Shake.
Let's try to get whiplash.
I'll be like my boy Brandon Lawrence and skip out on physical activity due to a crick in the neck.
Oh,
Yeah.
he got a crick in the neck.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's why he didn't want to play basketball yesterday.
Oh, he better get you one of my pillows.
That boy J Ross said he still got some recordings on the hard drive. I don't know what he's talking about. Let's leave them on the hard drive. I don't know what he talking about. Hold up. Hey man. But Steph, he said neck sprain, bro. Come on, man. It's people in the NFL getting neck sprains. You did not get a neck sprain fixing some wire at your crib. You got a crick in your neck.
And that comes from sleeping too hard.
Hey. Oh, we gotta step away from the Super Bowl talk for a second. We gotta get away from the Super Bowl for just a little second. And I want to take y'all back to an episode on season 2. I think episode 12, if I'm not mistaken. And it was called "The Rules Are the Rules."
Yeah.
And that was it. Simple statement like that. The rules are the rules. And it had to do with no one other than track sensation, Sha'Carri Richardson. She popped on a drug test, a little marijuana. Marijuana was legal in her state. She lived in Colorado. She was banned from running in the Olympics. The U.S., first ones to ban her. The Olympic Committee went along with the punishment. But now something else has come up in the sports world where Sha'Carri Richardson is back in the news. Doping is back in the news. Failed drug tests are back in the news. Not necessarily to do with her, but she's being compared and she's made statements. So I'm gonna let you speak on that for a second.
All right, so I'm gonna botch this young lady's name up. I think it's Camila Valieva. She ain't gonna hear this, so it don't even matter. But Camila Valieva from Russia, she popped on a drug test. All right, they found a heart medication in her system. Well, she said that you know what, I mistake my grandfather's heart medicine for mine. All right, that sounds all right. But then you look at the test, the results, and they found 3 different heart medicines in her system. Now, the Olympic Committee was like, you know what? What's Russia gonna do? Well, if you know the history of Russia when it comes to the Olympic track teams, not just men and not just the women, but the men as well, they don't give a damn about doping. They don't care. Hey, it's win by all means necessary. You know what I'm saying? I want to say, was it Beijing or Soho? Soho, the entire Russian Olympic team was banned because of
Yeah.
roids. The entire team is what it is. But Russia didn't ban her. Therefore, the Olympic Committee said, well, she can perform whatever. We just won't do, if she wins a medal, we won't have a rings. I mean, a medal ceremony until we get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
She keep winning.
Yeah.
She keep winning, and it seems like we are the only country. The USA figure skaters are the only team that the Olympic Committee had to sit down and explain. All the other countries, they say, yeah, it is what it is. Whatever, we got to go out and compete. But for some odd reason, us in the U.S. have gotten soft, and we are a bunch of whiny babies. And they had to sit us down and explain to our figure skaters why she still gets to compete.
Yeah. Well, look, we're the world police, right? That's the first. Uh, that's the first mistake made by the U.S. Always, we are the world police. Brandon spreading false information on our podcast right now, but we are the world police. So whenever something happens here, we have to treat it as such, so that we don't look bad to the rest of the world, right? So
Right.
Shakara Richardson pops on a marijuana drug test. U.S. lets her run. Everything goes on, whatever,
No,
whatever. But
actually,
we look like
no. Brandon was right.
no. That was the report that came out at the beginning, that she was going to be suspended for 2 weeks and she would be still able to run. If y'all go back to that time period, when it came down to it, if the U.S. track team eventually came out and said she cannot run. She is not running.
Right.
So that is not true. She didn't choose not to run in the second half of her event. That's not what happened.
Yeah, they said no, because no, she was banned for 2 weeks and she wasn't going to be able to run in 100. But I think it was she was might still be able to do the relay. But then they came out and said, "Nah, we're not taking you as you're not going."
Exactly. They came
Yeah.
out and basically said you're not going. So that's where that ended. If she could have ran, I promise you she would have ran. A gold is gold, whether it's individual or team. She would have ran.
Right.
That's crazy talk. But anyway, back to the main event. I'm gonna let you know we're the world police, so we had to do something here. We had to act on it. We had to get out ahead of it. That's always been our MO. So we did that. The Olympic Committee just backed that up. If y'all not gonna let her run, hell, we ain't gonna let her run.
Right.
Don't do us no different. You know what I'm saying? These games gonna still go on whether Shakari here or not. So if y'all don't want her here, we ain't gonna fight for her to be here.
Right.
But let me tell you about a little place called Russia. Mother Russia. Been doing it.
Been doing it.
Been doing it. Still
Matter of
trying to
fact-
find a way to do it.
I mean, matter of fact, if you go watch a really great documentary called Icarus, it is about these Russian labs that they find ways to dope these athletes up. Straight up.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Catch us, and if you catch us, prove to us. If you can't prove to us, we're still going to compete. We're not banning our athletes.
Right.
If you find a way to ban her. If not, we're gonna compete. She's gonna rack up these goals. We're gonna win in the end, and we're gonna take them home.
Exactly.
Period. That's how Russians roll. That's what they want to do.
And
The
what
Richardson comparison is really not even a thing here too, because it's totally different situations. This girl was caught during. Well, she's already there. See what I'm saying?
yeah,
She's already there.
she had already won a gold medal, and then the results came out. But here's the thing: there's a loophole. Shakari Richardson was with 21, 22 years old. This girl's 16, and from what I've been reading, it has now sparked investigations into, uh, adults and teens in figure skating. Because what's going on is, if I'm 16 years old and my coach comes to me and say, "Hey, take this," I'm taking it. I'm a minor. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking about, oh, is this against the rules? Because I'm still a child, technically.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still a child. So that's the loophole that they found for her. Like, hey, look, whatever she took, she had no clue because it was given to her by her coach. You know what I'm
Exactly. And then
saying?
it's also it's a lot easier to go with the 16-year-old forgetting or taking the wrong medication than it is for a 21-year-old to be trying to get over a family death.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's that was a good story. That's the best they could come up with for Shakari because she, it is who she is. But this girl's 16. We can pretty much put anything out there, and it's got to be believed. She's a kid.
She's a kid.
So how we're gonna take these gold medals away from this kid? You see what I'm saying? It's
Yep.
just it's a lot easier for Russia to get away with this than it was for the Shakari situation.
And
Now,
then,
a lot of this has been turned racial,
yep.
which I'm not going to jump out on that limb because I'm not following with y'all because I don't know that to be a fact that it's racial. First of all, we're not dealing with an American white girl that just failed. We're dealing with an entire different
Country.
country, and it's Russia at that. So I'm not going to bring race into it. I think it's Russia versus America if you want to say anything like that, but
Yeah.
not black versus white here. Shakari Richardson came out on statement saying the only difference I see is that I'm a young black lady. Well, that's not the only difference I see here. I mean,
you're a young black lady. 2, you're in America. You're in
that's the
America.
biggest difference.
That's the biggest one. You're in America. She from a country that don't care. They say, you know what? Yeah, you said it perfectly there on the phone. She might have failed that test and look at, hey, she passed. Well, that says right, she passed. All right, she passed.
All right, she passed. This is Russia we're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's Russia. It's Russia. And you can't have a Winter Olympics without having Russians in it. You just can't.
Man, we talking about the same people. We are arguing whether a girl failed a drug test with the same people that's ready to run off in a whole country.
Yes.
So let's just
7,000
keep that
troops.
in mind. Let's keep that in mind, folks. We are arguing over an Olympic figure skater who's from a country who is literally ready to run up in somebody's house.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And Brandon says, yeah, it's crazy how they've been competing under Russian Olympic Committee after being banned. That is wild, but how long are you going to keep them out of it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You like to think there's more good in the world than bad. That's the question I want to ask you too. Let's get off the sports for a second.
All right.
Because I've asked this question a couple of times this week. I want to ask you. Do you believe there's more good in this world than bad?
No.
Explain.
The reason I say there's there's not as much good in the world than bad is because everybody want to do good, but if doing good is going to cause you to finish last in anything you do, you're gonna go do bad. It's easy to be bad. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, more people do bad in the dark, and they
Painting is good.
and they paint it as good, or they do good stuff in the light. Just give you a prime example. Here in Sioux Falls, we've had several police officers who were great officers in the community and good people in the community, but they just got caught with child pornography.
Yeah.
So now it looks like they're going to be doing a whole investigation on a police department because it seems like there's some kind of ring going on within the police department. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you would think that this guy here who is supposed to serve and protect the community is a good person, but behind closed doors, he doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's my whole thing too. I hate to sit here and say that there's more bad in the world than good, but this is my theory. This is my theory on it. Our natural instinct is savagery.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe not every single person in this world, but for the majority of human beings, our natural instinct is savagery. We see it at concerts. We used to see it at Black Friday.
Yep.
We see it at football games. We see it in any sporting event, not just football games. We see it at any sporting event live. We see it anytime there's a humongous gathering of people. What happens?
The savagery come out, and a lot of time it's that.
Exactly. That's just alcohol and other.
There's nothing in my cup, but I'm just saying it's always in that cup.
Alcohol and other things like that only release like a lot of people's normal state. A
Yeah.
lot of people walk around every single day uptight and not being who they truly are, and then they get a little drunk in their system or a little something in their system, and they off the walls. They do that guard is that's the only thing the alcohol and everything does. It just takes that guard and it lays it down.
That's what
And once it get down, it's on and popping, baby.
Hey, that's why they say a dead man tells no tales and a drunk man tell no lies. When you drunk, you really you finna
Exactly.
Hey, let me tell you how I really feel.
Exactly. So our instinct is savagery. That's who we are. We are savages as a people. Vikings, Indians, the first Africans and Shaka Zulu Nation and shit like that. Genghis Khan, your boy in Germany, Hitler. Come on, man. Stalin, Putin. These people, you know what I'm saying?
Mussolini.
They just showed their savagery up front. That's who we are as people. It's a lot easier to do some bad stuff than it is to walk a straight line.
Yep.
It just is. It's a lot easier to lie than tell the truth. Anybody can say, because I remember back in the day, our grandpa used to tell us all the time, it's so much easier to tell the truth than lie. Well, no, because I know when I tell you I just broke that, you finna whoop me.
Yep.
If I lie to you, I'm about to go home scot-free. We can talk about this another day.
Or it's gonna buy me some time. I got more time to explain.
Exactly. So it's a lot easier to lie than tell the truth. It's a lot easier to do bad things. It's a lot easier to walk in that store and slip that candy bar in your pocket as a kid than it is to go ask your mama for the little $2.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier to take the stuff from the plug than it is to pay him and get it. It's a lot easier to do it. It's a lot easier to do the wrong thing. I promise you.
Yep.
And a lot of the times doing the wrong thing makes you come out on top. Maybe you see your coworker doing something they ain't supposed to do. What you gonna do? You gonna go tell on them and put yourself in that new position? Or you gonna
follow suit?
Okay then.
But my thing is, and people don't like to hear this, but as just as humans, we are natural followers. I know people like to say, "Oh no, I'm a leader." Leaders are far and in between. Like true born leaders are far and in between. And what I mean by that is, I've seen these tests where people get in the elevator and they'll get in, and everybody facing the same way, facing the door, and everybody in the elevator will turn around and face the wall, and the person will stand there and look around just a maybe a quick second, and then they'll just slowly they turn around. They don't know why they turning around. They feel like they do. So if you look around, more people are doing more crazy shit every day. And people just feel like, well, shit, if they doing it, I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
They got no reason to do it. They just do.
That's a good point right there. So I was going to bring me up to my next statement. I do believe at one point in my life, I thought there was more good in this world than bad. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's just the media. The media only shows us what we want to see. There's people helping people all the time. And I do believe that there is. But there's a reason that the media is full of bad. It can't be full of things that aren't there.
Right.
I can't get 6 fake Amber Alerts today. You know what I'm saying? I can't hop on Facebook and see 3 or 4 more missing kids, and then a week later they all turn up at the bottom of a river somewhere. I can't see that. I can't get on there and see. I can't get online and see a child beaten dang near to death by a step parent if it's not happening. I know those things have to be going on in the world for me to see them. Do I have more access to them in 2022? Yes, but that doesn't mean they weren't happening in 1999 either.
Right. It was just you didn't hear about it.
Exactly.
And I mean, they just had a little girl, 6 years old, been missing. Hell, couldn't find out. She was locked up in her grandpa's basement.
See what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So how many times do people come to the house to see him? You know what I'm saying? Or it was uncle or grandpa, one of them. They come to see him, and he's sitting on the couch just having a good time talking to him, and he got a 6-year-old locked in the basement.
Exactly. How many times do people come in there talking about the 6-year-old?
Exactly. And it's so sad. I hope wish we can find her. He know what she is the whole time.
And that happens way more often than we think. And so I've been left with the decision to make. And right now, it's sad to say, me having a 9-month-old daughter to raise up in this world. also a 6-year-old, it's hard to say that there's more bad in this world than good because we're here today. What's it going to be like whenever they're 28? You know what I mean? What's it going to be like when they're 30? You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it's hard for me to say there's more bad in this world than good, but I think that's where we are as a people right now. There's just way more bad than there is good. Like you have to go look for the good. Like you have to search hard for the good.
You
And
don't hear
so,
the good story. No one wants to hear the good story anymore.
but how many
It-
good stories are there to tell?
Man, there's a ton of good stories to tell.
Is there though, or is it just so it sounds good because everything's so shit?
No, I mean, no. There are when you hear good stories, you no one turns a side eye to a bad story. Put it that way.
Yeah,
When you
because it's
hear
a
a good
bad story.
story, when you hear a good story, you like, did they do it because they really are a genuine person, or they do it because they knew the person over there had a camera and it was on them?
But I think that's what speaks to this world. That's how I know there's more bad in this world than good because that question is raised on any merit.
What
Are they
question?
doing this genuinely?
Oh yeah, okay.
Is that question is raised on everything. If somebody was to come to my front door now, hey, if you want to do this now, be my guest. If somebody was to come to my front door right now and drop off a suitcase and say, hey, here go this $1,000,000. I just want y'all to have that. You know what I'm saying? I've been following the Read, Talk, and Listen podcast. Thank you and your brother doing a good thing. I like what you're doing out here. Here's $1,000,000. Y'all, hey, take that. I'm gonna take it. So first of all, don't try me. I'm gonna take it. But when I close the door, I'm gonna immediately you know what I'm saying? What's next?
Yeah, something coming.
When is what's coming with this million? What's coming with this money? Am I gonna have to do something for this person? Am I gonna have to, is this a payment for something? Is this a bribe for something? Am I gonna start getting trucks backing up to my house, dropping stuff off in the back? I'm not allowed to see what it is, but this is the spot now.
Yeah.
I've got to think about those things in this world.
You know what I'm saying? He come back down later down. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, a couple years ago, I gave you guys this $1,000,000. I need a job done for me. So
Exactly.
who
And
knows?
I'm here to tell you, I'm not that guy. I'm not that person. I'm sorry, my brother. I can't help you out years later on it. But I'm just saying that the fact that that question would be raised lets me know there's way more bad out here than good. And I hate to say that, man, because I would like for this world to be good because I feel like I'm in this world trying to do some good stuff.
Hey, your boy can't.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, come see me. Hey, but even like today, man, I was sitting outside of a gas station. I was getting ready. I had a meeting with one of the managers, and I'm sitting there typing my notes up in the car. And this guy, I watched him walk down the road. He got his gas can, the wind cutting. It's probably like maybe 12, 13 degrees outside. I know it's cold outside because I done been in and out all day. And before I see his gas can, and before he even get his gas, he come knock on my window. Hey, bro, I'm getting some gas. My car stopped down the road, probably about 2 miles. If I get once I get my gas, can you give me a ride back to my car?
You do it.
I can't do it. And I had time. I had 45 minutes until my meeting. I wouldn't do it. I just couldn't do it because like I don't know what your intentions are, man. You might get in my car to get this. Yeah, you might get some gas. You might get in my car, and when I get to your car, all right, bro, give me everything you got. And that goes to what you just said. People like to believe there's more good than bad, but anytime it comes time to do something good for somebody, we side eye. Like, like, what am I getting myself into? You know what
Exactly.
I'm
And you
saying?
have to because of the things that are going on, right? Like, think about how many of these missing people we see that's how it started.
Yep.
Oh, I just need to ride to the house. Oh, I just need to ride home from work. Oh, it's so cold out here, ma'am. Can you please just, hey, give me all your shit? Give me everything. Shoot you in the head, push you out the car, and they on down the street to the next one because they got nothing to
Gone.
lose, right?
Exactly.
So, how many times do you see that story until you start putting people in your car? How
I
many
got
times?
it one time for me. I see it once,
Exactly.
hey, but I'm not trying to be no victim.
How many home invasions started with, oh, my car broke down the road. Can I use your phone? You know what I'm saying? How many uh, sex trafficking abductions started by, oh, excuse me, ma'am, My phone's dead. I just need to use your phone right here. And, they ran up on them in the parking lot. Oh, they go to use your phone, snatch you up in the van. Now y'all gone. Nobody see you again. How many times do we see that until we can't do anything for anybody else? How many times do we get burned on helping somebody? They need a little money here to get by, and you give it to them, and then you never hear from them again. Or they tell you they need a little bit of bread, and you give it to them, and you see them down the road balling harder than you.
Yep.
Hey, can we stop at the store on Thursday? Oh, I forgot my wallet. How many times do things like that have to happen before we believe that everybody's out here to get up in this world? Everybody's here to get over on me.
Hey, man.
Hey.
That remind me. Hey, Curlin, can we stop at Easy Mart? I need to get something to drink.
Yeah.
Hey, we pull up to the stove. She look at Nick. You gonna get out? I need some money.
I need some bread, baby. Hey, but that was at about 6 years old, not 20. Not 20, nothing.
I need some money.
We all go through that.
But that's how it go, man.
Exactly, that's how it go, man. But hey, at this time in the show, we want to open it up, man. It's open for anybody.
Well, hold on. Before we do that, let's close out this whole Sha'Carri Richardson thing. So, like,
go ahead.
Off rip. It is not let's just nip this in the bud now. It's not a racial thing at all. It'd be different if it was the same committee that banned Sha'Carri. If it was the same committee that banned that was conducting this girl's drug tests and all that. It's not. It's not a race thing. It's this girl's from Russia. Russia runs the country how they run it. The U.S. runs the country how we run it. We are the world police. We are the beacon of freedom, beacon of hope, and all that stuff. So we have to set an example when it comes to Americans. Other countries do as they do. Also, let's not forget, it's this thing about like Russian bots and people posting stuff. Do you realize that the people that are arguing in these social media comment sections, you got Americans fighting Americans over American and the Russian. The Americans all should be on Sha'Carri's side and just be like, you know what, it is what it is. We not going to talk. We don't know all the facts that goes behind this girl at Russia. But Americans should be fighting Americans over something that really don't got nothing to do with us.
I agree. I totally agree, man. Americans fighting Americans is always ends bad, but people always seem to be able to turn that tide. I don't know how, but like I said before, man, the floor is open. Those of the church is open now. Click the link in the description if you have any rebuttals, any comments, anything you want to add to the Read, Talk, and Listen podcast, any requests you want us to talk about, anything like that, hit the link at this time and hop on. Or if you just want to say what's up, click that link. I also want to take this time again to say, hey, share this post. We got a t-shirt coming to somebody here soon. For the 10 shares we got a couple shows ago. Let's get this one up to 10. Let's give out another T. We're just going to keep doing it until we get these shares up, guys. Also, hit the link. I mean, not hit the link, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. You want to know when we're coming on, especially when we start dropping this exclusive content. You're going to want to know when every post is happening and when videos are dropping on the Read, Talk, and Listen podcast pages. Find us on Instagram as well. And if you want to just listen on the go, find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, anywhere you can hear a podcast, you can hear my voice, and as well the voice of the dreaded Archer.
You are now tuned in to the RTL podcast. Sure, I know most folks probably in the bed right now. Who is almost 11 o'clock?
Exactly. Yeah, late show tonight, guys. Like we said, we had a schedule conflict, and we don't like going live this late at night because we don't get as much fan interaction. But you guys did a great job tonight. Staying up late with us. We want to appreciate y'all for that. But we don't get that much fan interaction at night. But you guys have to understand the people that just watch us live. You have to understand that we have an audience that we built up from way back in the gap before all this stuff was even available, at least to us anyway.
Right.
They just hear us talking. They listen to us on Spotify and things like that on the go, and it helps them get through their workday and things like that. So we got to make sure we get the weekly podcast out. So sometimes we hop on late, sometimes we hop on the weekend on a Saturday, and it's like a random time. If it's not 7:30, sadly to say, it's really not for you guys on the live.
Right.
but we have to get the shows out, and then also we want the video to be up for you guys who do watch us live. If you get a chance during the middle of the day, you want to sit there and watch us, which we're not that fun to watch. Maybe we are, I don't know. But if you want to just watch this, the video is there for you to do that. And then also for our YouTube hours, we got to get you guys on the YouTube. We
Yeah,
don't
and we might be slowly transitioning over to YouTube just a little bit because we almost didn't have a show on Facebook tonight because our page was gone. I had to
exactly,
I had to peel that joker last night at about 10 o'clock.
exactly. So always make sure you got us on every platform so that you do not miss out. And plus, we like to get the followers, we like the feedback, and it's easier to hit us up if you're on us. If you do have us on the Instagram, if you do have us on Facebook, if you are subscribed on the YouTube, it's way easier to hit us up and see more things you want to see and hear more things you want to hear. If you subscribe to those pages, so
For
hit that
sure.
like button, hit that subscribe button, and just keep being a fan of the RTL, man. We can't thank y'all enough for that.
For sure. Hey, by the way, and we do got like 5 consistent listeners in Russia. So shout out to the Russian fans.
Exactly. Whoever you are listening in Russia, we are not coming at y'all. We just know how y'all are. We keep it a book on RTL, so that's
For
it.
real.
That is what it is. Um,
Brandon.
nobody, Brandon clapping and money signs, but still didn't hit that link. One day, Brandon's gonna hit the link for y'all, man, and it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day in Read, Talk, and Listen podcast history.
Yep. Hey, oh man, hey, ever since we told J Mo he gonna get his show, he has not been in the
He has
chat.
not been back.
He ain't been back yet. I ain't heard from him.
He has not been back. He has
I'm gonna
not
hit him
been
up.
back. Hey, the
All
Read,
right,
Talk,
I'm
and
gonna hit him
Listen
up tomorrow.
podcast is a place where you can come and tell your story if you have one. If you want to tell it, a lot of people, some of them, we might precursor the story first to let you know if you should tell it. Um, if you want to tell it, this is a place where you can come and tell it. This is a place. Hey, we are here to put y'all on. That's what we started as. That was our beginning mission statement, and we're gonna stick to it. We're gonna keep doing it. Brandon says one day he's gonna come with that fire. We're gonna see.
We gonna
But
see.
hey, as a Read Talk and Listen podcast, we do like to believe that every week we do get on here and we do come with the fire conversation. That's what this is all about, man. If it's not about the conversation, then what is it? What is it about?
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. So hey, we putting people on. Y'all hear everything we say about Say Grace. She's one of our biggest supporters, so we're gonna support her out like that. And the more you support us, the more you get your things out there. You know what I'm saying? So support the Read Talk and Listen podcast. We support you. We support people that don't even support us. We're just
Bro,
out here. We just support it.
that's it, man. I am hoping that one day I come across that cat that got our $12.45.
Oh yeah, man. You taking money
I,
out of
I
people's
you know,
mouths.
hey, cause you know me, I talk to everybody, and one day I'm gonna come across that dude. Oh yeah, man, you got a podcast? I'm like, yeah, I got a podcast. Let me tell you, man, these cats was using my music, man. Hey, I got up at 12:40. I'm gonna say, oh, 12:40, huh?
Oh
Who
yeah,
was it? Oh man, some Read Talk and Listen, like run them pockets. But
yeah, man. Let me get that 1240 up off you,
I
G.
need, I need that money.
Oh, bro. At this
Man,
time in the show, man, nobody hit the link. Sadly, sad as my night, y'all. Sad as my night. I'm just kidding. I know it's late. But at this time, man, as always, mental health checks. I gotta know 1 through 10, how you been, man? Physically, personally, and in business wise, man. How you doing? 1 through 10.
man, physically, man, feeling good. Got a good leg workout today or this morning. Um, I start the year off 252 pounds.
All right.
I got on the scale this morning, 238.
Okay then. Okay then. Okay then. I see you.
Cardio, man, that hit. I'm getting it all in. So
Got
I
you.
say physically, man, I'm feeling about an 8 right now. Um, business wise, personal wise, everything good. Getting the house painted or the inside, anyways. Um, and just been chilling, man. Everything's been good. Makes you getting ready to come here for spring break. So looking forward to that, and really nothing else going on. Um, financially, everything's good. I'm saying I had my rating this week. Got the second highest rating in the company. So
There we
saying
go.
your boy feeling good. You know what I'm saying? So That's all good. I said I'm sitting about a 9 right now after that whole meeting. And then business wise, man, hey, everything's good. Dreaded Archer taking off tomorrow. We're gonna be on the scene at the South Dakota Bow Hunters Association banquet. So be out there doing interviews, talking to cats, and just getting the feel of, what I'm saying, different bow hunters from around the state, how they feel about legislation, and what they're looking forward to the season coming up, And
Man, that's
so
gonna be
it's gonna be wild. I'm gonna need some help chopping up all that footage, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to teach me how to do all that stuff, and hey, there's big things, man. Big things
big
coming.
thing.
Oh, hey, go out and check out the latest podcast of the latest episode of the Dread Archer podcast. I'm talking with Urban Archery NYC and writer Cliff Cadet from New York City. You know what I'm saying? Bow hunter. So go out, check that out. And yeah, I'm sitting about a 10 when it comes to business.
There we go, man. That's what we like to hear, man. Myself personally, man, I can't complain at all, man. I'm sitting right there in that 8 region. Not too high, not too low, man. Just steadily grinding, just getting it done, man. Physically, I give myself about an 8, 8.5. You know what I mean? Didn't get to hoop this week thanks to Brandon, but it's all good. Got to get my cardio in when I can.
Right.
I'm a little tired right now. This is 2.5, 3 hours straight on the mic for me tonight, so I'm a little tired, but I'll be all right. So I'm still sitting at about an 8, 9 in that physical range, man. I'm feeling pretty physical right now. And then business wise, man, I can't complain, man. Like I said, double overtime game tonight, crazy game, great for the ratings there. Coming on the podcast tonight, obviously the Retalking list is not canceled. We have not been kicked off. We had a little page miscue, but that was handled, and we still live tonight. So can't complain there. Got the merch on the way. Shares going up, views going up, fan engagement going up. Man, can't complain there at all. And obviously, you see the Dreaded Archer poster behind me, so I'm excited for everything going on over there. So in my world, man, business is just, I've got some baseball lessons set up and everything like that too. So business for me right now, I wouldn't say booming, but it's definitely a plus. Green arrows in that area. So I'm gonna give myself an 8 there too. I'm going 8, 9 across the board and everything tonight. But that's just where I am right now. I'm feeling good and doing good, man, and can't complain about that.
For sure.
Before we get off this thing, man, I know you got some last words for the people.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, just everybody continue to be good people, man, and look at yourself before you start judging other people. You know what I'm saying? Get your house clean before you start trying to clean mine.
Exactly, man.
Like I
Get
say,
your house in order. Don't throw rocks if you live in a glass house. Don't talk that noise if you got a glass jaw. Whatever you want to say, man. Don't do it.
You shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house, and if you got a glass jaw, you should watch your mouth, because I'll break your face.
50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to 50 Cent. I like the way you tied that in right there, man. That's how we do it over here on the Retalking Listen podcast. But with that being said, man, this is season 3, episode 11 of the Retalking Listen podcast. I am your host, Nick Reed, along with my brother and co-host, Trey Reed. We are out.
Peace.
What? I mean, it's been turning on with her. The girl around us and she loving her. If we don't know you, don't come close to her. If you with your girl, let me hear you say, what?